Hey guys, this is back to another deadline stream. Just let me know, guys, if the video is not lagging and if I'm audible. I think there's a slight issue with the internet, so the video might lag tonight. Okay, so at least we can, I can talk and you guys can hear me. Let me know about the video as well. I hopefully it's not buffering at all. Yep. So we can start with the stream. So welcome, guys. This is how I'm lining up with my wildcard. This is almost the final team. Only one change I'll probably make. So I've made a couple of changes from the last draft. We have Martinez and Goldsteer alongside him. I've brought in Lamte. Instead of Taylor, I've gone for Reece James. I have Mitchell, I have Robertson and Saiz. In midfield, we have the classics Salah, De Bruyne, Burke, Podence, Rodriguez. Up front, we have Chris Wood. I wanted Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but I think I'll go for Werner because of his fixture, purely because of his fixture. And we have Jimenez. So this is how I'm lining up on my wild card. Jack says is Werner worth the hype. I think the fact that West Brom is so bad is the factor that it's playing a lot. So I think we can actually bank on West Brom rather than Werner. That's the reason I have Werner too. It's probably if Werner will score, it's probably this game week. Otherwise, it is a very simple move out for me. No Foden. I think I want Foden for game week 4. We initially our plan was Werner to Jesus, but now Jesus is out, so we'll have to change a lot of plans. That Jesus out allowed me to upgrade Taylor to James because then I don't need the extra around 0.8 million. So I'm just going with point 4 in the bank. We'll try to get Foden in place of Rodriguez and Werner to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We'll see how it goes this game week, but I think I'm going to go in with this template. Leicester, yes, they are out with NDD, but I think even without Jesus, a proper striker does affect the game. So I don't expect a lot of goals. Probably even Foden can play in a false nine, but then we'll talk about City assets in deep into the stream. Hey, Ola Gamer, whom should I captain? Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, Martial, Rodriguez, Ings, and Dominic Calvert. I think we can just put it down if you want to captain Kevin De Bruyne, but make sure you vice captain someone really important because if the concussion protocol is true, even if Kevin De Bruyne was on the pitch was not training, he'll not feature in the entire match. So probably that is when your vice captain comes in handy. But out of what the research we have come to, I think Kevin De Bruyne will start. So it should be a safe captain pick. Ryan says I'm playing wildcard as well. Captain, I just discussed that. Why no Manchester United players, at least Greenwood? I think they're performing really poor. Once they start getting into form and they start performing consistently, then it's worth getting their assets. At the moment on wildcard, I wouldn't get any assets. Thoughts on Samira at 5.5 would wait and watch. Sean, probably for a couple of game weeks. Let's see how he judges up with Traore on the right wing. 5.5 is a really nice price, to be honest. If he's getting inside the box, taking a lot of shots and putting in crosses, definitely an upgrade from size to Samir Dazon. Chances of Werner getting pens so that he gets off the mark. Yes, even if Jorginho is on the pitch tonight, Werner will get the pens. And also, Jorginho mostly will not play. So, Werner is nailed for penalties as well this week. Jack was thinking that keeping Klitsch this week and upgrading to Podence or Adama depending on who's better. I think if you're keeping Klitsch this week and upgrading someone, then go for Foden next week. Probably leave Podence or Adama altogether. McD says Salah at home or Kevin De Bruyne against Leicester. Evans is back. 50-50 debate, mate. Back your gut feeling in this call because Kevin De Bruyne and Salah both are equally good. You have the factor that Kevin De Bruyne is in form at home, but then again, Salah faces a very tough opposition. Arsenal have beaten Liverpool in the last two fixtures. So I would say go with your gut feeling, make deep in that. Varun says, is KDB the guy? Sterling vice captain for me. I think Kevin De Bruyne is going to be the highest captain. Once last year, I think it happened when almost everyone captained Kevin De Bruyne and he was benched. I still remember that game week. So let's see. It hopefully doesn't happen this week because I feel like at least one third or one fifth of the 1/4 of the community will captain Kevin De Bruyne for sure. Son or Rodriguez. I would prefer Rodriguez at the moment unless you don't have Dominic. If you have Dominic Calvert-Lewin, go with Son. McCarthy, Trent, Justin, Konsa, James, Kevin De Bruyne, Son, Havertz, Bamford, Werner, Kane for this week. Particularly for this week, I think I would not play Konsa, but the rest is fine. If you're on wildcard, probably Justin out. I would actually play someone like Sai's long term and get Mitchell. I think Mitchell is a very good enabler. Yes, there are rumors of Podence not being spotted in training. I think FPL Tips, the guy with the Z, mentioned it on his feed that he did not see Podence training, but I think probably it's a rumor and he'll play. I don't see any injury concerns. Nuno did mention that he does have some injury concerns, but then again, Podence was completely fine after the City game and he did not have any midweek game as well. So fingers crossed and hopefully Podence starts. Also, since we're talking about rumors, I think we have a news that Burke will start in the front two for Sheffield United. So make sure if you have a 4.5 place in your wildcard, get in Burke and put him on your bench first because then he'll at least get those 2 points. Dune or Mitchell. I have foreign already, so Adama or Podence only. So then probably whoever starts and whoever plays better, you have an option there. Steele, yes, Kevin De Bruyne captain, Rodriguez vice captain. That's a very good strategy, mate. A lot of people are going for Sterling instead of De Bruyne. I think it's a very good short-term move. I think for a couple of weeks, but then again, for the people who are on wildcard, you want your team to be set for at least 6 to 8 game weeks, and then Kevin De Bruyne comes in very easily. What to do with Havertz, Dinesh? If you have Havertz, hold on to him. I think tonight could be the game week for Havertz where he scores. So fingers crossed. I think I would bank Havertz even more than Werner. Unfortunately, on wildcard, I cannot change the entire team around one player. So if you have Havertz, hold on to him. I'm banking him to score this week. Lamptey is fit for today. For people who want to know, Lamptey is fit. I go for Zaha or Calvert-Lewin in playing 11. Calvert-Lewin. I think probably he is the man in form over Zaha. Hey man, should I take Kane or Werner long term option? I think starting this week, Werner, if it doesn't work out, you can probably upgrade to Kane anytime. So Kane has a very good fixture in game week 5 against West Ham, so that's what you might want to look at. Are you playing wildcard, Kareem Mustafa? Yes, I played wildcard, and this is how my draft is looking at the moment. So should I keep Podence? Yes, play Podence in the 11. I think there's no reason why Podence shouldn't start. If he's unless he's injured completely out of the squad, then again your bench will come handy. But otherwise, I think Podence should start and should play. Kevin De Bruyne captain, vice captain Kane, Jimenez or Rodriguez. I think vice captain Jimenez would be a good choice. Rahul says Kevin De Bruyne captain, but vice captain. Okay, I just covered that. Kevin De Bruyne and Jimenez captain. Jimenez captain is a very bold move. Uh, West Ham will try and defend a lot. So if you want, and I don't see a very high scoring game as well. You can take the chance if you want to go differential and cover mini leagues, but the safe option would be Kevin De Bruyne. I think it's a fair bid call on your part. If you want to risk it, then Jimenez is a very good option. I think Kane is a decent option. I wouldn't say that Tottenham will score 5 or 4 goals against Newcastle. It's going to be a really close match. So can't really predict who's going to score for Tottenham. I can see a 1 or 2-0 win for Tottenham at max. Son or Kane, go Son. He's in form, I think. If you have to from Tottenham, Son. Martinez, Shaw, Mitchell, Walker, Peters, Sterling, Mane, Son, Zaha, Rodriguez, Werner, and Jimenez. It looks like a good wildcard. I'm not sure if you want the United defenders, looking at how they're playing at the moment. I have Taylor, Lamptey, Doon, and Burke. Which defender should I start and arrange my bench? Start Taylor, put Burke first on the bench. Should I take a hit for bringing in a City asset over Bruno? That's a tough one. Probably not a hit. If you bring in De Bruyne and captaining him, then it's totally worth it. But if you're bringing someone like Foden who you're not going to captain, then don't take the hit. Sterling captain 50-50 call, totally worth it. If he starts in the false nine role, he will get a lot of chances. Hopefully, he will manage to put in some. Wood or Mitrovic? I would actually bank Wood. Chris Wood looks in better form than Mitrovic. Mitrovic actually scored the penalty. I would not really fancy a lot of players. And Burnley looked really nice. They had a lot of shots in the Leicester penalty box as well. So I would fancy Wood over Mitrovic. And also the fixtures favor Burnley. I feel like replacing Kane with Jimenez and some budget in the bank will cost me -4. Don't probably not a -4 unless it's a long term move. Will Van de Beek start? Yes, he'll start. I have scored more than average points for game week 1 and 2. So shall I keep my wildcard for a while? Yes, if you don't need a lot of changes, don't use it just because a lot of people on the page or in the community are using it. Stick to your team. If you feel like you can manage your team with a couple at max -4 or minus even 8, then stick to it. Don't use your wildcard. Is Burke a safe 4.5 long-term option? Threat Anguissa better, safer. I think Burke is safe unless Brewster comes in and then they start shuffling around places. I think Burke is still decent. But if you're looking way too long, then go with Anguissa. I think he's bound to start the entire season and he's not even injury prone. So fair enough. Zaha Rodriguez, go Rodriguez. I think Rodriguez is also going to be on penalties for Everton. He's going to be on free kicks at times, and he's put on corners already. So Rodriguez makes it a better pick. For Christian, it's going to be Ayu again. I think Zaha took the penalty because it's a retake. If it wasn't a retake, I think Ayu will continue to take the penalties. Captain Werner, is it too risky or should I keep Sterling, Son or Salah? It's not risky. I think this is the fixture where Chelsea can score. If they do not score here, I think altogether I would just remove Werner and not give him a chance because this is as easy as it gets. Like West Brom are conceding the highest number of big chances, highest number of shots. They do not have their main centre backs. I mean, it's a total haphazard in the team. Tarkowski for sure, yes or no? I think Tarkowski is injured. Don't go there. Should I play a cheaper forward instead of Werner? Bring in Son in my team. 50-50 call. You can probably do it game week 5 because then Son has West Ham. The only reason I'm avoiding Son and Tottenham assets is that Newcastle will defend a lot, defend very deep, and then they have Manchester United, and Manchester United do turn up in the big games. So it's not going to be a very easy couple of fixtures. It's a 50-50 call. I mean, I'm going without Son. If it doesn't work out in my favor, I think I'm going to drop in rank a lot. Pratt or Jorginho, none of them, mate. Jorginho is not going to start. For everyone who's curious about the Chelsea lineup, it's going to be Reece James, Zuma, Thiago Silva, Chilwell, I think. There's going to be Kante, Kovacic, Havertz in the center, Mount on the right, Tammy Abraham in the center, and Werner on the left. Aaron Van Bissaka to start. Yes, he's likely to start. I think Ole mentioned in the press that he'll start. Called wildcard game week 3 before the game week started. I think we started with I think probably we'll wildcard in somewhat game week 6. That was the initial plan. But then again, if your team is not working and you need to adapt and then use your wildcard because that is what it is for. If you feel like you need a lot of changes, use it. Don't be under the impression that it's too soon to use wildcard. I think that is what the card is for. Next game week, please do a review about some of the FPL manager squad. Like a rate my team squad. We can do it on the stream like last time. So we'll get on to the stream. Actually, we'll do the manager of the month stream as well. So yeah, we'll reach James start. He'll start. I think Aspilicueta played the whole 60 to 90 minutes in the Carabao Cup. So Reece James should be needed to start. I think it's still going to be IU. It was only because of the retake. Thoughts on Mahrez? I think Mahrez is a very ultimate differential player for this week, but again, we've seen that Pep does not prefer him. Okay, so we've actually jumped on the City topic, so I'm talking deep. I think there is a very slight chance that Foden might start camp, but then again, if Foden does not start in that version, sorry, false nine, and if Foden doesn't start again, I am expecting City to go Kyle Walker, Peters, Ake, Stones, Mendy, Fernandinho, Rodri in the center, Kevin De Bruyne up top. If Kevin De Bruyne is injured, then Foden in this place. Mahrez on the right, Sterling in the center, and maybe Torres on the left. The only reason is that the Torres does play on the left wing, and he's a natural left winger. He's played in that position in the last game as well. Foden, on the other hand, plays on the position when Mahrez starts. So if Mahrez starts, then it could be tricky for Foden, but let's see how it goes. There's a possibility that Foden will be given the false nine role and Sterling shifts onto the left. Between Foden and Mahrez, go with Foden. I think Foden is a long-term asset. Mahrez will get rotated very often. For this game week, prefer Foden because we've not seen how Greenwood will play. If you want to take a punt, you can go Greenwood. I don't expect Brighton to play very well and win the game. Could be a close 1-2-0, but not a win for Brighton for sure. Zuma for sure is a good move. It's probably not long term, but still a very good move. You can go Moise Keane from sorry, not Moise Keane, just Keane from Everton. He's 5 and he's gonna be a lot in the box. So he'll be taking a lot of headers. You want to own him if you want the Everton defense. Yes, Varun, exactly like Varun said, use wildcard as an attack rather than get out of the jail card. I think Mr. Bucker said this on the stream, and I think we required this. We need to chase rank, so we need to use it. Richarlison or Lewin, I would actually prefer Richarlison. He's been getting a lot more chances, but I think the system is a way where James is passing the ball to Richarlison and he's passing it back to Dominic Calvert-Lewin instead of shooting it. I mean, if Richarlison takes those shots inside the box, he'll probably score more than Calvert-Lewin. If you had to go differential, slightly differential, go Richarlison. But if you want to go with the herd and play safe, go with Calvert-Lewin. Podence or Klitsch? I would go Podence. Klitsch only for 1 week. Probably the Sheffield game is decent, but then they have Wolves and City, I think. Whom to captain? Kane, Werner, Jimenez, or Bruno? Or Bruno or Havertz? Werner, Havertz, and Kane look the standout options. If you had a choice between Havertz and Werner, who would you pick? Looking at Havertz' hat trick, it was mostly set up to him, and will he perform that way? I think the hat trick is a pseudo hat trick. I mean, they played against Barnsley in a Carabao Cup game, and it was not even a convincing hat trick. So you probably don't want to judge him on the hat trick. If I had to, I think my system prefers Werner up top because then it allows me to switch to Ings, Kane, Jesus, but he's injured. Unfortunately, Vardy. So I have a lot of option when it comes to switching out from this position. Vardy, I think, will drop in price. In game week 4. So he'll become 9.9 and Werner is 9.5. I have exactly zero point 0.4 in the bank. So I might just make a move to Werner to Vardy if Werner doesn't perform, and it could be a really good move. They have Aston Villa in the next 2 games. So looking at that, it's a very good possibility, and I would like to play Werner up top. Rashford, Werner, or Greenwood, Werner. United assets, I would recommend if you want to go Greenwood because he's 7.5, he's cheap and he's easily transfer out asset, and you can switch him out very easily. But I wouldn't heavily buy in United assets. If you have them, hold on to them. Captain choice: Werner, Jimenez. Prefer Werner, vice captain Jimenez. Mitrovic option to hold on. If you have him, hold on to him. There's no point on wasting a transfer on a 6 million attacker. Bamford or Zaha? Zaha or James, Robbo or Trent. I would think Robertson. I think he's getting more chances. He's getting. If you saw the Chelsea game, Trent was not getting inside the box or around the box a lot. He was putting in a crosses, but then Robertson was getting alongside Mane and taking shots. That's something that clicked a lot. So there is a chance that Robertson takes a lot more shots with Thiago Alcantara in the team, and then he'll get those chances. Prefer Robertson is even zero point 0.5 cheaper. Bro, when is the deadline? I think from around 28 minutes from now is the deadline. Whom to captain? Bruno, Kevin De Bruyne, or Salah? Go with Kevin De Bruyne, captain, vice captain Salah if you want. If you want to go Maverick, go Salah. I'm giving a chance to Greenwood over Foden. I think he could score, but then it's a very big risk to be honest. Podence or Traore? If you want to play safe, go Traore, but then if you want to save money, go Podence. Patrice or Martinez saves 1 million. I would go Martinez. I would never prefer my goalkeeper to be more expensive than 4.5 because if you see, they do not contribute more than 150 points in the entire season. There's not a lot of points and not a lot of money you want to waste in the keeper zone. Hello, mate. Yes, catch to big man and late riser for the get out of jail code. Yes, Varun. What about Basham? I think you want to stay away from the Sheffield United defense at the moment. They look shabby. And they're leaking out goals. Probably Henderson out of the team has made a huge difference and impact. Stay away from them at the moment. If they perform good, then probably look at Egan once he's back. Also, Egan is out only for 1 game. For people who have Egan, he's out for this week and he's not going to miss any more games because his 3-man ban has been covered in the Carabao Cup. He has 2 Carabao Cup fixtures and 1 game week 3 fixture. So if you have Egan and you want him in game week 4, put him on the bench. He'll be back. Justin or Mitchell, whom to start? I think Mitchell has a higher chance to even keep a clean sheet than Justin. Werner, Richarlison, Jimenez, best attack, highly recommended. Yes, it's a very good attack. I think if you want a budget option, Richarlison to Calvert-Lewin, and if Jesus was fit, then Jesus, Richarlison, Jimenez would be in a great attack. Best value for money, 7.5 midfielder, except James Rodriguez. Also, should I keep Saint? Remove Saint for sure. Apart from that, you can put your money on Foden or Greenwood. Could look at Barnes if you are okay with him playing City this week, and then he has really two good fixtures. Should I keep both Calvert-Lewin and Rodriguez? Discuss. If you don't take him out for a hit because then they have Brighton next week. Decent fixture, not really easy, not really tough. Don't take a hit, but then a lot of people have doubled up, so it's okay to have them. Probably next week, if you want, if they do not perform, you can go Rodriguez to Barnes. That's a really nice move. Should I get out Marshall? Don't take him out. Hold on to him if you have him. Whom to captain Aubameyang, Werner, or Kane? Go with Werner or Kane. Do not captain Aubameyang against Liverpool. Justin or Mitchell, whom to start? I answered that Mitchell. I have a feeling Werner is not going to start. I think Werner is going to start. That's without a doubt. Werner is going to start. He's going to start on the left. I think Tammy Abraham could start alongside him, which actually is a preferred position for Werner. He likes to have a striker alongside him and drift left. So he's going to get a lot more chances than usual now. Also, it allows Havertz to sit into the cam position, the number 10 position. That's exactly where we want him to play. And that is why I think Havertz could be a really good pick this week. Owning Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Jimenez, and Werner up top, I have invested too much in the front. I think it's decent. Everyone has. I think even I have invested almost that much, so it's okay. Auba for Salah or Podence for Saint Maximin. I think Saint is not going to start. So if he's in your plans, then you might want to remove him. He's not going to play the game week. Uh, Greenwood or Foden, 50-50 pick. If you already have a City asset, if you want a different team, then go with Greenwood. Take the chance. I think it could prove good for you. Maybe there's a chance because he'll be back, and then United want to bounce back from the last week's result. Barnes or Foden? Barnes has West Ham and Aston Villa home in the next two fixtures. But then Foden, if he's starting Leeds, I would fancy Foden because City is going to demolish Leeds for sure. Hi Shreyas, Brody says, which is a better find? Point 6. Dominic Calvert-Lewin to Wood, size to Vinagre. Leaves me with no Everton. Don't remove your Everton asset, keep them, and size to Vinagre for 1 week is okay, but probably find point 6 somewhere else because Vinagre will start this week and then he'll be back on the bench next week. Jimenez or Werner? Long term Jimenez. Is holding Ings a good move? If you have no fires to put out in your team and you have a free transfer left, then Jimenez for Ings is a good option. Otherwise, you can probably hold on to Ings and hope he scores against Burnley because then Burnley's favorite like the set centre backs are not playing, so that's going to affect the team. Who's my captain? I'll discuss my captain in a minute. Shubham, just a minute. I'll cover a couple of questions. Foden or Zaha already have Rodriguez and Kevin De Bruyne. Probably go with Foden. If you want to go differential, go Zaha, but I would fancy Foden. Best 4.5 midfield, I would fancy Burke, otherwise Engisia. These are two options. I would play Burke because I know he's going to start for a couple more game weeks. And you might want to need him, especially in the COVID scenario going on right now. Werner or Chris Wood? Werner, without a doubt. Should I start James, Justin, or Mitchell? Mitchell. Should I upgrade size to Samedo? I have enough. Don't upgrade him now. Wait for him. Let's see how Samedo plays and then we'll upgrade him. I didn't get my answer. Both I have both Calvert-Lewin and Rodriguez is a good thing. If no, please suggest some other players. I said it's a decent thing. If you don't take a hit to remove anyone, probably next week you can look at Barnes instead of Rodriguez. Walker Peters or Justin Walker Peters. I think if you have the Leicester defense, put him on the bench because City is definitely going to attack. You know that City will not go goalless. Gary says Captain De Bruyne, Salah, or Werner. Either of them is good, mate. You can follow your gut feeling in that option scenario. I think there are equal chances that all of them score. On my wildcard, I have Hummus and DCL. I want to replace him. Any options? Probably, if you want to keep in DCL, then go Hummus to Greenwood. That's the best, or Foden. That will suit your team more. Probably then next, if Greenwood does not perform, Greenwood to Barnes could be an option next week. Mohammed says Mitchell or Justin. Mitchell. Everyone who has Justin, bench Justin, play Mitchell. There is a higher chance that Crystal Palace keep a clean sheet against Everton than Leicester keeping a clean sheet against City. I mean, the odds say that if you still feel that City will go blank without scoring a goal against Leicester without NDD, then you can definitely play Justin. Thoughts on Costa? I think Leeds, when you're owning a midfielder from them, Costa is a really nice option. I fancy him over Harrison. Harrison did look really sharp in the start, but then again in the second match he was not present a lot. Costa did play very well. Also, if you want Klitsch, then he's on penalties. That's the only advantage of owning Klitsch. Overall, I would own Costa, but then the Leeds United attack is such that the points will be very distributed. So it's not like one player will get involved in the attack or every game week. So it could be a game week for Harrison and the next one could be for Costa. Do I remove Jimenez? Don't. Do I remove Marshall for Jimenez? For a -4, maybe not. Hold Marshall this week. For a -4, don't. I mean, for long term, even for long term, you want Marshall this week and then Jimenez from the next. Reece James or Chilwell? Reece James, he's point 0.4 less, I think. And we've not seen Chilwell play, so let's see how he adapts to the team. Sterling or Werner, captain between Sterling, Jimenez, and Werner. Ryan. Others says captain suggestions, please. Kane or KDB? Kane, vice captain, KDB, captain. Okay, so coming to my team, this is my team. We have 20 minutes for the deadline. I think all the questions are covered at the moment. So who's going to be my captain? So we'll just confirm the transfer. I'm not sure if I want to have Reece James in my team at the moment or go Taylor, but then I think Chelsea will keep a couple of clean sheets. We'll have to look on the fixtures. West Brom Crystal. I think there's a possibility they keep a clean sheet against Crystal. So James can start game week 4. Robertson will start. Saiz will start, and then Mitchell is there as well. Even Lamptey can start. So I think Reece James is a very good inclusion. Is captain KDB and vice captain Salah good? I have Werner. Yes, it's a good option. Martinez, Trent, Walker Peters, Mitchell, Zaha, Bruno, Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Bamford. Good wildcard team. It looks like a very good wildcard team. Also template. Would not include Walker Peters. Go for Lamptey over him, or maybe Saiz. Don't have the Southampton defense. I do not trust them at the moment. They look really shabby with the high line pressing they're doing at the moment. Go Antonio instead of Wood. I think Antonio is much more of a maverick pick. I think Wood is a more consistent pick over the 3 game weeks. He'll give me a confirmed return. If you look at Antonio's fixture, they play Wolves, Leicester, and Tottenham, Man City, Liverpool in the next 5. So can't expect a lot of returns in the next 5. On the other hand, Wood has a very decent run. He has Southampton, Newcastle, West Brom, Tottenham, Chelsea, and then Brighton and Crystal. So in the next 7, only 2 tough fixtures. Probably would looks like the better option to me. DCL Zaha and Delep on the bench or Rodriguez, Mitrovic, and Bamford. Tough one. I would play Rodriguez, Mitrovic, and Bamford. Delep could come on as a sub, could start. There's no confirmation, there's no news. Guys, if you haven't liked the stream already, go and like the stream. We have 30 people watching us right now. So make sure you hit the like button. Lamptey, Robertson, Saiz looks like a very good defense. Not this week because Lamptey will eventually, I think, concede, but then next game week onwards, it's a really nice one. Should I get rid of Jesus next week? Now we talked in Insta DMs. Junaid, if you have Jesus already, he's injured, so you probably want to get rid of him now. Atharva, AC, will Son start given he has played all the games till that? Yes, he'll start without a doubt. Trent or Robertson, we discussed this. I think Robertson is a better pick. What about Douglas? I think he'll not start. Dallas will start over him. Justin or Jamal Lewis? Jamal Lewis out of for the game week. Praditya, so you'll have to pick Justin if you have to. If you have to play someone, you'll have to play Justin. Jamal Lewis is injured for the week. He hasn't trained with the team. Shivan says have Lamptey and Justin on the bench. That looks fine. I mean, there's no need to bring them on if you have them. Oh. Sudhakar says I'm going to captain Werner because every team played against West Brom were good attacking wise. Is that okay? That's perfectly fine. That's the only reason people have Werner in their teams. And it's not like Chelsea are attacking really well, but it's the fact that West Brom are defensively horrible. So you probably want to bank on the West Brom defense more than the Chelsea attack. But I feel like the most West Ham goals will come from Antonio. Well, that's true, Ryan. But then again, tough fixtures wouldn't bank it. I mean, I need Wood as a 1 week punt rather than a long term option to chase a couple of ranks and mini leagues. So for 1 week against Southampton, I think Wood is a very good option. Sudhakar, yes, we got your message. You don't need to spam on the chat. Should I captain Salah or Aubameyang? Salah. I brought Jesus on a -4. You probably want to take bench him if you can and then remove him next week because he's not going to start for sure. Any leaked lineups apart from Burke starting for Sheffield United? I think there's no leaked lineups. Should I remove Klitsch? No, don't remove him. Play him against Sheffield. Who's Villa second keeper? Steer or Nyland? Steer. Yes, guys, don't spam. And what about Watkins from Villa? It's a very nice option. I've not seen him play, so I am very excited to see them play against Fulham this week. Because last week against Sheffield, it was a very average match. Let's see how it does because Grealish is eventually going to create a lot of chances. I expected a lot from Watkins and Grealish, but then eventually got disappointed. If they play really nice, then it could be a really nice option. But at the moment, he's not on my watch list. Douglas of Leeds plays or not, he does not play. Arun Raj, I've answered that question. Aryan says, I'm captaining Bruno, all the best for that. Ram says, why Robertson over Trent? I explained that he's getting into the box a lot more and taking a lot more shots. So probably, and he's point 0.5 cheaper as well. Robertson and Trent both are putting a lot of crosses inside the box. But the fact that Robertson is getting on the edge of the box and inside the box to take a lot of more shots on the target. So there's a higher chance that Robertson scores a goal from open play. So hence Robertson over Trent and he's point 0.5 cheap. Varun Dawa, keep Wood for 3 weeks. I think I'm going to keep Wood for 3 weeks. Might even keep him for longer, but let's see. That's the plan, at least for 3 weeks. Bamford, long term, you can keep him. Don't expect him because he's highly overperforming his expected goals. I mean, I think Leeds have taken 12 shots and or maybe 8 or 9 shots and they've scored on 7 occasions of them. So that's highly overperformance by Leeds. I don't expect them to score as many goals as they scored in the first two fixtures. So it probably his performance will drop, but then it's a okay pick at 5.7. Shane, I support Chelsea. Sudhanshu, who are you captaining? Okay, guys, so we'll discuss my captain pick. At the moment, my captain armband is on Kevin De Bruyne and my vice captain is Salah. But it is highly likely to change near the deadline. I think I'm going to go with Mohamed Salah at home against Arsenal and vice captain probably Werner or De Bruyne. It wouldn't matter because Salah will start for sure. Should I play Vinagre? Yes, he'll start this week. So if you have him, play him. Captain Son, Salah, Werner, Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne, Werner, Salah, Son in that order. So, Achutan, you want to go Kevin De Bruyne probably. Did you mention your captain and vice? Yes, I did just now. By any chance, do you know how? No, Mike, I do not know Ice Hollow. With Southampton second goalkeeper, Gunn or Foster? I think Foster is the second one. Do I captain Kevin De Bruyne or Salah? 50-50 call. I think I'm going to go with Salah. If you want to bank my captain pick, go with Salah. Otherwise, Kevin De Bruyne is a very safe option. Will Van Bissaka play? Yes. Marcel injury updates Vinagre to start. Yes, Chutan Marcel is out for this week. He'll be out. He'll be back next week. So Vinagre will start for this week. Shivan, I think guys don't repeat the questions. I'll be answering all of your questions, so don't worry. If you put down a question, there is high probability that I'll answer it. I support Chelsea. Given West Brom form and gives suspended, even Hegazi is out. I think isn't Werner a good choice? I think Milan Werner is a very good choice, but you can captain him if you want. Nobody is against it. I think Werner is a very good option this week, especially considering West Brom's form. There's a chance that Havertz outscores him, although I feel like Havertz will outscore Werner. Hopefully he doesn't, but then let's see. Should I keep Oba for now? If you don't take a hit for if you don't own the likes of Salah or Kevin De Bruyne, unless you're going to captain them. If you have any other fires to put out on emergency, I think you had seen Maximin, take him out first. Dr. Swan says, is this a good wildcard team? Martinez, Trent, Saiz, James, Salah, De Bruyne, Rodriguez, Havertz, Jimenez, Bamford, Mitrovic. I think it's a very nice draft. I think he's chosen Havertz over Werner. That's a nice thing. He also has James Rodriguez, so that's fine. And Jimenez alongside Mitrovic and Bamford. Probably want to upgrade either of Mitrovic or Bamford if you have the funds. Should I transfer Saliba to Lamte on my bench with the minus for it? Don't do that. Especially if you want to bench him, anyways. Don't do it. Guys, don't use your free transfer on hit on a defender because even if he keeps a clean sheet, it eventually will be 2 points. So don't waste your transfer there. Harrison, Costa or Klitsch for long term. I think Costa and Klitsch are better ones. Would not prefer Harrison. Kane, Podence, and Mitchell really need him for the bench, or Sunwood, Ferguson. I think Kane, Podence, and Mitchell, since you need Mitchell on the bench. Mitchell will start. I think Mitchell will start even after Patrick Van Aanholt is back. I discussed this on another stream that when Patrick Van Aanholt is back, he'll play in the Schlupp role at the moment, and then Mitchell will continue on the left back role. Robertson, Lamte, Saiz, Podence, Havertz, De Bruyne, Rodriguez, Jimenez, Richarlison, Werner. That's a really nice team. Stelios. So probably a good luck for the game week. KDB is surely going to play, right? I think the concussion protocol says he did train although, and the protocol says that if he misses out, he'll have to miss out from the squad entirely. So that's the reason I'm telling you guys to have a very good vice captain. Mike says, "What's your Twitter and how do you know Yorak Hunt?" I do not know Yorak Hunt, and we not on Twitter a lot. So you want to follow us on Instagram at the rate FPL tips underscore underscore. If you haven't already, check the page out. We post captain picks, injury updates, transfer suggestions, a lot more FPL stuff. You'll probably like it. Will Vinagre start? Yes. Milan says he was just taking my opinion. No problem. Helder Costa or Klitsch, 50-50 call. I will go Klitsch over Helder Costa only because of the fact that he's on penalties. I think Brian Fulham is not better than Cody. I think Cody is a better because he plays for Wolves. Should I pick Martinez or Ryan? 50-50 call. I'm going with Martinez because I think he'll get more save points. And then to cover up the Brighton clean sheet, I'm going with Lamptey. 10 minutes to go, guys. Thanks, Varun, for the update. 10 minutes to go. Should I -4 for Aubameyang to Kevin De Bruyne? If you're going to captain him, definitely. Keep Ferguson or go for Mitchell. Mitchell. I think Ferguson, if he's back, might not start. I think Mitchell is more nailed on to start even after Patrick Van Aert is back. We could be wrong at the moment, but I feel like Ferguson, especially with the return to pitch period, is still long. I think he'll not be back before the international break at all. Pope or McCarthy home to make keeper. If you have the budget, Pope, but I don't really like spending that much. Probably Martinez or Ryan is a better option. And if you want a Burnley defender, go for Taylor at 4.5. I mean, you save a lot of money in that combination. Can we count on Dune Burnley to start every week? Not every week. Once Benmi is back, he'll not start. I think Benmi will start playing with the under 23s next week. So at next game week 4, that's the time of Dune. Saying point 5 now will exchange Sun over Bale. I would prefer Sun over Bale. I'm not sure how Bale will perform. Could you please tell the best 4 million? If you have Mitchell, then Dune for this week. But then again, one 4.5 million is decent enough. Probably own 4.5 defenders more. Ethan Podence is expected to start, although there's some rumor that he's not trained or something like that. But I expect him to start. So make sure you have a good first substitute, even in case he does miss out. Should I start Podence or Zaha? I would start Podence. He has a higher ceiling against West Ham. Or on the other hand, Zaha against Everton is tough. Shubham, my captain is going to be either Mosa or Kevin De Bruyne. We'll decide it 8 minutes to go. I'll just cover up a couple of questions and come back to it, Shubham. Start Taylor or Mitchell? Tough one. I would start Taylor if I had him. Probably a higher chance because Burnley at home is defensively decent. Everton are on form, so you can't never neglect the fact that Everton is on a very good run of form. So they even won the Carabao Cup very easily. Abhishek Abhyankar, my captain, you'll get to know later on. Keep Rodriguez or take Havertz. Tough one. If you have Dominic Calvert-Lewin, take Havertz. I feel it's a better option. Zaha or Foden, Sterling over De Bruyne. 50-50 call. I think De Bruyne is a much more long-term pick. If you want to take a differential for a couple of game weeks, go Sterling. I've been saying this the entire stream, mate. Are you looking out for Zaha? No, I'm not looking out for Zaha. I think Zaha is the one FPL asset I will never own in my team. He is one of those players who will perform for a couple of game weeks and then he'll vanish for a couple of months. So for me, it's a no, completely no. McCarthy or Martinez? I would prefer Martinez over McCarthy. Southampton are not defensively that great at the moment. Should I go with Mitrovic? If you own him, then play him. If you don't, then probably don't bring him in. Instead of Wood, that's a nice question. I would play Wood over Mitrovic. If you're taking a hit for them, then don't do that. Play Mitrovic. Is Lamptey playing? Yes. Thoughts on Trossard, All Stars Club? Thanks for asking that question. Trossard is a very nice pick, and he's a budget option as well. But when you compare him to the likes of Podence, Traore, and Foden, who have nice fixtures on the back and are in form, so I would prefer either of the three. Probably would neglect Trossard at the moment. But although he's a very nice punt option, but then Brighton is not a very attacking team. When you compare it to the likes of Wolves and City, you know that those two teams are going to score more goals. Yes, Varun, thanks for reminding me. I'll set my team. So once again, we'll go through my team. Check it. Martinez, Steer, Lamptey, James. Should I take James or not? I'm still confused. Taylor or James? Let me know in the chat. Or what do you guys think? Should I go for James or Taylor? Mitchell is set. Robertson, Sai, Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, Burke, Podence, Rodriguez, Chris Wood, Werner, and Jimenez. Shes Carrom, Mahrez is a 1 week punt. I feel like he's not going to start regularly a lot because we've seen that Pep does try to avoid Mahrez a bit. Gaeta, Taylor, Saiz, Ake, Sterling, Salah, Podence, Son, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Jimenez, Werner. Any change would you do? I would probably set the team and set the vice captain and captain very correctly because I think nobody will miss out. But then keep a bench as well straight up because if Podence miss out, you want a bench playing player to come off. I can see a lot of Taylor. Kiran says Taylor. Jack says Taylor. But I think Mendy is back. Mendy is going to start from next week, and then James is also going to put a lot of crosses. So probably it is good time you start trusting James. And also there is no. I don't see. I mean, initially there was the upgrade where I was planning to go Werner or Jesus to Kane, but then that's not possible because Werner did not drop in price. So don't have the money. Anyways, have zero point 0.9 in the bank, so I don't know where to spend it. Let's see how it. 4 minutes, guys. James might get replaced by FC. You never know. I think yes, but then I'll take the risk. Probably if that happens, I'll replace Martinez with Mendy and then a 4.5 defender. That's probably the idea. Will Stephen start now that he's at Burnley? Can't say so. He hasn't trained with the team. Being a Chelsea fan, you're not going with Werner. Waiting for it. I'm not going with Werner for sure. Being a Chelsea fan. Okay, we Ryan or Martinez this week. On this week, go Martinez. Yes, I'm not talking about James Justin. I'm talking about Reece James. Yes, okay. I'll just make the transfers, confirm it. Calvert-Lewin out, Werner in. Okay, so my captain is Mohamed Salah. Without a doubt, I think that's my captain. I'll put on Burke as my first substitution. Lamptey third. Team set to go. So my team is Martinez in goal. Reece James from Chelsea against West Brom. Robertson, Saiz, Podence, Salah captain, De Bruyne, Rodriguez, Jimenez vice captain, Chris Wood and Werner. On my bench I have Burke, Mitchell and Lamptey in that order. Havertz instead of Rodriguez for long term. Good, right. If you have DCL, a very good option. I would say very good option. Definitely worth owning Havertz over Werner. Sir Werner or Havertz captain. If you want to take differential captain, go Havertz or go safe with Werner. There's a high chance that Podence misses out. There are a lot of people that are now tweeting that Podence might miss out. So, anyways, even if it does, we have the backup of him as in our team, and then Book starts as well. So, all the best, guys. 2 minutes to go. Hope you guys have a great game week. I'll just check on Twitter for a second and confirm that he's has an injury or no. Okay, guys. I think Potence is out. A lot of people are saying Potence out. A lot of people are saying that Potence might not start. Should we just switch it last minute? We don't have the budget to go anywhere else, anyways. I think I will just stick to it and let's see how it goes. I'll probably take Taylor in then. I think it's a rush move. I'll probably just not change my team. Even if he's out, I have Burke playing, so that's a backup option. Let's see how it goes. Uh, wouldn't do the rash move right away at the deadline. Martinez or McCarthy Martinez. I think probably, hopefully, the rumors are wrong. Even if they're correct, we have an option Burke, and then probably we get a clear picture of what to do with Podence. Probably next week, that makes more sense when we swap out Werner for someone like Ings at 8.5 or Marshall at 9, and then bring in Foden. Okay, guys, it's 3:30. It's deadline. Hope you guys have a great game week. We'll wrap up the stream here because I need to go. So let me know next time how your game week went, and hopefully everyone sees green arrows. This is FPL Tips signing off. Cheers.